Within 2 years, he managed Luna coin with an issue price of 12 cents to $119.55 apiece. The combined market value of UST as a stable coin, under its ecology, exceeded $14 billion. The project attracted a host of bigwigs to invest, such as Jia Chongping, who is founder of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange Binance, and Sun Yukon, who auctioned off the opportunity to dine with Warren Buffett. Unexpectedly, the project collapsed in just a few days, and countless people lost their fortunes as the coin price shrank 600,000 times in a month. How did this project, known as the Private Federal Reserve, come to an end? How did all this happen when his once ideal became the nightmare of 260,000 people? Continued last paragraph. Terra has become a phenomenal project in the digital currency world, turning into one of the best performing digital assets in this economic cycle in just a year. The Terra project, which Dockwin and Danielson developed together, started out with great ideals and was not a scam for investors. On the contrary, the Terra project started with a solid foundation and was a real project that could be developed for the long run. The Terra project provides services for e-commerce payments in Korea, and these payment services are provided through Chai. Chai later even received investment from SoftBank. Why were there as many as 200,000 victims in Korea alone after the Luna collapse? The main point is that Chai's targets of pure blockchain decentralized payment is not only users of crypto digital currencies, but also non-crypto users. When people adopt Chai's service on the streets of Seoul, pay with your credit card at the supermarket, book a cab, and pay various bills, most of the users don't realize that the consumption payment is not in Korean won, but in K or T tokens, which is the Terra stablecoin that tracks the price of Korean won. While the blockchain project in most countries was still a scam, Terra has reached such an effective and practical application, which is really a miracle for many people to see the development of digital currency, linking from virtual to reality and then to the miracle of future development. If the later devil event do not happen, perhaps Terra would have developed into the center of the digital currency world. Terra Luna has a growing number of real-world adoption cases, from payments to savings, from long-term investments to short-term transactions, with over 200 different applications and protocols built on the Terra Luna ecosystem. Diffie came out in the summer of 2020 with Doko's genius idea to support smart contracts by extending the Terra blockchain, which is based on the Diffie ecosystem described in our earlier video. The UST, a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, is the centerpiece, replacing the previous K or T pegged to the US dollar as TRA stablecoin. With such a clever design and large application scenario, Terra has attracted a host of capitalists, such as Pantera Capital, Coindesk Ventures, Galaxy Digital, Binance Labs, Dynamo, Firecoin Capital and OKX. It raised $25 million through a token sale in January 2021, then raised $150 million for its Diffie ecosystem fund in July. The market was conquered by these dazzling capital investments, and retail investors began to swarm in. As a retail investor, why should I be afraid of investing in, when there are capital companies, which are daring to spend their money? Yes, the devil has been unleashed from the bottle. As the cryptocurrency market gets more and more prosperous in 2021, Bitcoin has rocketed from its mid-2021 bottom near $30,000 and has already hit $69,000 by the end of the year, more than doubling. The market's bullish atmosphere is increasingly favorable for Terra, and Luna's price has grown from 63 cents to $90, an appreciation of as much as 145 times March 2022, as data showing that Terra overtakes Solana as the most valuable alternative blockchain to Ether. Such a trend seems to be fully in line with Dockwin's forecast. He describes himself as, once a very idealistic and abstract person, his co-partner Shen as a more practical, numbers-oriented executive. The market impact of Terra's offensive success began to contradict Dockwin as institutions and media began to describe Luna as not only a profitable idea, but also a model that was disruptive to the real world, with some even calling Terra a private Federal Reserve. Eventually the situation started to become irreversible, and was pushed up to the peak. The Achilles heel is always stay in the gorgeous ecology of Terra's perfect digital payments and application scenarios, and Dockwin knows it well. After all, a 20% return can attract a large number of customers to deposit UST as. It also means huge costs of using the payment funds, with Terra paying $2 billion a day in fees for these funds at peak times. With people constantly pointing out that this area has the key points of a Ponzi scheme common in traditional financial markets, Dockwin and the overall trust system are trying desperately to cover up or resolve the constant outs of this market. Dockwin and its hardcore advocates took multiple steps to remedy this natural flaw days before the upcoming world-shaking Russia-Ukraine war. After the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, Terra launched the Luna Foundation in Singapore in January and raised $1 billion in off-market funding in mid-February, one of the largest funding rounds in crypto industry history. Led by Jump Crypto and Three Arrows Capital, backed by Republic Capital, GSR, Tribe Capital, Defiance Capital and other unnamed capitalists. After this $1 billion fundraising was heavily publicized and promoted through the market, the entire crypto market was once again impressed by the solid and risky measures taken by the Terra project, unaware that this party of rescue from the bottom was about to end. In the ecology of Terra, to feed the tumor of 20% return on the return of deposited funds, it is necessary to keep expanding the funds deposited in the UST. If not, this will require the market to burn Luna to bring the value of the UST coin back to $1. In 2022, the US dollar index recorded its biggest rise since 9/11/2000 due to the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian war and the global tightening of easy money by the Federal Reserve. The global market faced a lack of liquidity, and the cryptocurrency market was no exception, so Bitcoin and Ethereum prices began to retreat, and trust stablecoin UST began to fall below $1 frequently. The market lost patience as more and more money invested in the cryptocurrency market but unable to bringing the UST back to $1. Dockwin was clearly more anxious than anyone, betting against Algid for $1 million on Terra as future solvency, while Alog publicly denounced Terra as a Ponzi scheme. In addition, Duquan publicly placed bets totaling $11 million against other commentators. The supply of Luna became an issue when there was a keen awareness in the market that the value of all UST is held for repayment were secured by the Luna held by the agreement. The supply of Luna became a problem. But the increasing number of OTC Luna became the last straw that broke the camel's back. Even Triz investor Bianca Exchange Zhao Chongping demanded the project side to explain the origin of so many OTC Luna, and asked to destroy Luna, or else they would have to stop trading Luna all the time. Luna's last high point came on April 5, 2022, when the price reached $119.55 and then began to fall. It then returned on April 18, but after only 2 trading days of gains, it began to move sideways. May 5 began to fall technical out of bearish engulfment. Luna began a continuous negative trend. In the process, Dockwin and community leaders expressed confidence that UST will not come off anchor to resume anchoring, just a matter of time. There are also many Luna's fan and holders believe that support Singapore Luna fund giants will not let Terra fall. May 9 was a landmark trading day for the decline, as some of the big whales pulled large positions out of anchor and sold their USTs through curve. The largest chain of UST is going to a centralized exchange. The size of these sell-offs was in the hundreds of millions of dollars in short succession. The Luna Singap, or fund, moved in with billions of dollars of Luna and Dockwin BTC assets in a desperate bid to buy UST is being sold, but the wave of sell-offs could not be stopped. The eventual panic selling led to the UST coming unincurred, and more anchor users started withdrawing and selling their UST as exchanging it for Luna and then converting Luna to cash. The market cap of Luna fell from $22 billion to $11 billion in just a few hours, evaporating 50% of its market cap and falling below the 100% guarantee threshold. A single trade plunge left the bottom at $50 all, but caved in, losing 40% of its market cap on that day. Luna's market cap went to zero 3 days later on May 12. In retrospect, before Luna went to zero in order to meet all the redemptions, the Terra project side went crazy, producing Luna, and the supply of the coin increased sharply from 345 million to 6.5 trillion. The supply expanded about 18,840 times inside a 3-day period. Luna was delisted from all major exchanges on May 12. The Terra blockchain was forced to stop. Dockwin is not happy about this. It is clear that a promising pure L1 application blockchain, which had such a future and business value, has now been burdened with tens of billions of bad debts for the ecosystem. When a central bank's liabilities exceed its assets, the only thing that is right is for the person in charge to negotiate with its creditors. At 13:59 on May 31st, Bianca's official website listed the announcement: Terra, Luna, airdrop Terra Classic, Lunk, Triclassicuzed, USTC, user program reward distribution completed, and Luna coin surged from 0.0006, surged to a maximum of $18.88 and has since retreated to near $8.3980. As if taking a long breath for Dockwin, who was once in such a hurry, the world seems to have awakened once again after the silence. With the possibility that Terra, forged by Stanford senior Docwin and Wharton's elite Shin, could be brought back to life, no project or person can be judged too easily. As we asserted at the beginning of this episode, Docwin and Terra did not start out expecting to cheat investors, and it remains to be seen if Bianca's announcement on May the 31st will restore the confidence of Luna coin holders. However, for Docwin, to prove himself right, he must not only make angry vocalizations against his opponents, but also prove himself with actual actions. As for Tri's ability to win B, at the heart of the blocks, it is up to its own destiny. As for Luna coin holders, the awareness and option of zeroing in on any investment is not about experience, skills, or connections. Is it just common sense? May we have a pair of wise eyes and remember, no matter how big the ends, 10 storm is, eventually, all investors would be free like blowing wind.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like.